it's Megan with Fine Designs by Megan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to jump into my Christmas tumblers, and I'm going to start off with this super cute Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer themed tumbler. And where I came up with this idea, I was just going through Pinterest and I saw the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer image, and it was so stinking cute, and I was like, I have to figure out a way to put this on a tumbler. And I didn't want to do a wrap. I wanted to make it glitter and realistic. So this is what I came up with, and I absolutely love this tumbler. It came out perfect. It came out better than how I even saw it in my head, and I'm going to show you guys how I did it from start to finish. I will list all the materials down in the description box. There will be a few coupon codes if you want to go on there and check out some of the coupon codes. If you have any questions, just ask them down in the comment box. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, so you won't miss any of my future tumblers that will be coming out in the next few weeks. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope you all enjoy this tumbler. I know a few of you from my TikTok channel have been waiting about a week for this tumbler to come out. I just been a little bit busy, so it took a little bit for me to be able to edit it, but I got it edited, it's done, it's ready, and here it is. So stay tuned, and I hope you all love this cup as much as I do. Thank you for watching, everyone. After sanding and washing my cup, and after it was dry, I took it outside and I sprayed the middle area where I wanted my heels to be. I sprayed it with the Rustoleum flat gray, and then I followed it up with the Rustoleum stone gray. It's a lighter gray, and then that way there was some depth to my heels, and I just sprayed it in the area in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect, and once that's done, I let it dry for about an hour and a half to 2 hours before I move on to the next section. Once my paint is dry and I'm able to put my tape on it, I'm going to grab my thicker blue painter's tape, and I'm going to wrap it around my cup where I want my heels to be. And I do a little bit, I want it to kind of be in the middle of both colors. So that way my heels will have a blend of the darker for the top of my heels and the lighter for the bottom of my heels. And then I actually put 2 pieces on. I didn't put a whole, when I put my second piece, I didn't wrap a whole lot around, but I did it about half. And then once you have it completely wrapped, you will grab your X-Acto knife and then just kind of cut on the tape where you want your heels to be in the shape of your heels. I did mine on the top and I did it on the bottom. So that's, the bottom's going to be where my snow's at. And that's just what I do, but you can do it whatever way you want. Once you're done cutting the top part of your heels and the bottom part of your heels, go ahead and remove that tape, because we're going to be taking it outside to spray paint the clouds in the sky and then the bottom part of your snow. For the top part of my cup, I'm going to spray it with French Blue by Rustoleum, Aqua by Rustoleum, and then the Flat White by Rustoleum. That's going to be the top part where my clouds are going to be. And then on the bottom, I'm going to spray it just the Flat White. And I'm just going to do it in soft, easy strokes. That way there's no running. And then once that's done and you're done spray painting it, then I'll let it dry for another 2 hours, and then we're going to move on to the next part. The glitters that I'm going to be using for this part, I'm going to use Josie from Peachy Glitters. Billie from Peachy Olive Glitters, and then I'm going to use Gus Gus from Peachy Olive Glitters and Make It Blue from Peachy Olive Glitters. And then I'm going to use Frost for my snow, and Pearl is going to be the white part of my sky. And those are the colors that I'm going to be using. I mixed up 5 mLs of KS Resin Art Resin, and I'm just going to apply a very thin coat to the top and to the bottom. I did apply a little bit more to the top since I'm going to be blending colors, and then that helps you. If you have a little bit more on there, you can blend the colors a little bit better, or that's just how it is for me. And I do heat up my cup before I put my epoxy on. It does help your epoxy go on smoother and you don't have lines. If you end up having lines, it can show the lines once you apply your glitter. Now it's time to start applying the glitter, and I'm going to apply Josie to the top, and I'm going to put it a little bit thicker around the top rim of my cup. And then once I have it applied up there and it's pretty thick around the top, I'm going to turn my cup at an angle down, and I'm just going to lightly sprinkle Josie and just kind of let it fall down into the next area. And then once I have Josie applied, I will grab Gus Gus. We're not going to apply Billie yet, but we're going to grab Gus Gus, and we are going to turn the cup back up and let it sprinkle into Josie. And then we'll turn it at the next angle and let it sprinkle down to where the white is going to be. And then that way it helps it blend better. Now for the white part, I'm going to grab my Pearl from PDB, and I'm going to hold it back down at the angle, and I'm going to sprinkle my white lightly into where I just put Gus Gus. And then I'm going to make sure it has full coverage around where my heels are going to be. I'm going to apply it thicker there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Josie and I'm going to apply it where I had already applied it and give it the full coverage that I need. And then I will grab Gus Gus and I will do the same thing with Gus Gus, blend it together, make sure it's full coverage. I don't do Pearl because I had applied enough Pearl where I didn't need to do a second coat. But for these ones, I did apply more on there so it can blend them better and have full coverage. And then after that, I grab Billie. Billie is a smaller cut of Josie, and I sprinkle it on there. That helps blend it better and make sure that it gets anything that is wet. And then I grab Make It Blue, and I do the same thing for Gus Gus. Make It Blue is not the same color as Gus Gus, but it does help give it like more of a blue look. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to grab Frost from PDB. I absolutely love Frost as snow because you have the white, but you have little specks of silver as if the snow was glistening, or however you want to say that. So that's what I used for my snow part. And I'm going to just apply it, make sure it's completely full coverage, and then we'll move on to the next one. So I grab my X-Acto knife and I start pulling up the tape of where my heels are. And I pulled it up while it's still wet so it doesn't leave any tape residue after it's already cured. And I'm going to set this to the side and I'm going to let it cure for about 5 hours. And then after it's cured, I'm going to grab my Quick Coat by CCDIY and I'm going to apply a coat of that. Then after that's dry, I'm going to apply 2 coats of my KS Resin Liquidy Split. And then once that's completely cured and it's smooth, I printed off these water slides. I found my images on Google, and then I went on remove.bg and I removed the background of the picture, and it left me with the cute little animals and the reindeer. And I used water slide for this part because it's going to be on the lighter colors. And once this dries, I'm going to grab my trees. And I have found my trees on Etsy because I wanted them to look cartoonish like my reindeer is. And I will post a link to the trees down in the description box. And for the trees, I'm actually using, it is white printable vinyl from the Vinyl Craze. I will link a link it down in the description box. It's absolutely amazing. It's so vibrant, the colors when you print on it, and it's easy to use. So that's what I used for my trees. Now I'm going to grab a small paintbrush, and I'm going to be using the adhesive glue from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I'm going to also be using the pearl glitter that I had done the snow with. And I'm just going to paint on some of the adhesive glue onto the white areas of my tree, and then I'm going to apply the glitter on there because I want the snow on the tree to match the snow that I had put on the ground. And I just thought that was a little bit extra cute touch, and it turned out perfect doing it that way. You do not have to do it that way. That's just the way that I chose to do it, and it just gave it a little bit extra. Once my trees are completely glittered and done, I'm going to let it sit for about 30 minutes and dry. And then I'm going to add a coat of quick coat. That way my glitter doesn't shift off my trees. And it also helps adhere my trees down, and it doesn't lift at all before I apply my epoxy. Once my quick coat is dry after an hour, I'm going to apply 2 coats of my liquidy split epoxy, and then my cup is done. And the finish is perfect. It looks great. And I hope you guys all like this video and love my cup as much as I do. If you have any questions, please just ask them down in the comment box. I will list the materials in the description box, also the links to the trees and the image and the remove.bg. If you haven't liked my channel, or if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. I'll be posting a lot more videos in the next few days, and I will talk to you all later.